people are not hearing me. Can anyone hear me now? Can anyone hear me, please? Please, if you can hear me, say, I can hear you, because I'm seeing some of your comments. Oh, okay, you can hear me now. But it says that some of you were not hearing me before. Okay, Samuel say yes, we can hear you. Okay, now that you people can hear me, we're going to play our national anthem, and immediately after the national anthem, then um, I will be back. Then we talk about the issue that actually made us to be on air tonight. So I'm going to quickly play our national anthem, and when I come back, we talk about some of the issues that bring us on here tonight. Now let's listen to our national anthem. All right, good evening, and welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you. In case maybe you're just joining us, or maybe just hearing my voice for the first time, my name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Please, if you can hear me, indicate that you can hear me. Indicate that I'm coming out clear before we carry on. Can some of you hear me? Can some of you hear me? If you can hear me, say yes, you can hear me. Use the comment section. Type yes, you can hear me. If you can hear me, coming out, if I am audible, let me know that I am audible. So carry on. Okay, someone say yeah, but the music is still playing. Is the music still playing? The music is okay. Wait, let me see. Just give me a moment. Let me see what I can do to stop that music. Is it still playing? Is the national anthem still giving a feedback at the background? Please let me know. Investor, let me know. Okay, it's better now. Thank you. Thank you, investor. Thank you so much. All right. So, in case maybe you just joining the program, my name is Mazi Udochukwu. Okay. Thank you, investor. Thank you. I'm seeing all of your comments. Thank you so much. Thank you. Before we go ahead with the news that we've got tonight, I know that some of us. Okay, yeah, that's fine. The national anthem is not playing anymore. Thank you for that feedback. So, before we go ahead with the news that we've got tonight, some of us know what happened yesterday. The jubilation, the set free of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the discharge, and the acquaint of the charges, that were leveled against him. Yesterday we celebrated the victory of which the court of appeal passed judgment yesterday, and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were set free yesterday. But though the DSS didn't release him because, according to our barrister, there is a particular document that he needs to go and pick from the appeal court, then proceed to DSS and get our leader out. But there's a statement that was released by the Attorney General Manami, Abubakar Manami. I think that statement was released yesterday after the judgment was passed at the Court of Appeal. But before I go ahead, there is article I would want us to look at before I'll show you a video. I'm going to play you a video interview of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor today, where he explained what really happened in court yesterday, the judgment, and what really transpired yesterday. But before I go ahead with that particular interview, with that video interview, I know probably some of us might have seen that interview, but I'm still going to replay the interview for some Biafrans who probably haven't watched that video. So I'm going to read you an article. What is going on? Why our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS custody because he's not yet, they have not released him. But before I came on air this night, uh, I was on a page on a Facebook page of our barrister. I was checking if I would see any kind of pressed release from him saying that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been released from DSS custody, but that didn't happen. I didn't see any of those things. But from interview that he granted today in the afternoon, he was saying that he needs to go pick a document and proceed to DSS custody and get our leader out. Of course, all of us are expecting our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to speak to us probably maybe today. I mean, that yesterday, most of us were expecting our leader to talk to us today, but that didn't happen. And hopefully, that is going to happen tomorrow. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, probably is going to talk to us tomorrow evening. But before we continue, let me quickly read you the article, then I will play you a video interview. Then when I come back, we talk about other related news that we've got on here today. IPOB comply with appeal court judgment now. Kano's lawyer to Manami. I know some of us probably might have seen this news. So here's what the news is about. Counsel to the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has called on the Attorney General of Federation of Minister of Justice, AGF, Abubakar Manami, Sam, to comply with the order of the Court of Appeal and resign voluntarily for exposing the federal government to international embarrassment and ridicule. Now, who is speaking is our barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Before that interview, no, after the interview, our barrister posted something. That is something he posted. There is a press release he posted on his Facebook page where he was, educating the attorney general, telling him on some of the laws and all of those things. But we'll still get to that part. But let me quickly finish this one, then I'll get you the video, then read the article, we'll talk about other thing, then we'll call it a day, because I'm not really going to stay long on here today. So Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who was reacting to the position of the AGF on the decision of the appellate court, said the order made by the learned justice of the Court of Appeal is sacrosanct and must be obeyed immediately without further ado. Manami had said that the federal government was considering the options, including proceeding only with the pending count against Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Before the invasion of his home on September 14, 2017, however, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor explained that the reference by the AGF to the charge pending against Kanu before he left Nigeria in 2017 and the indication that the federal government may continue with the charge showed Manami's total disconnect with the law. Even on that interview, the interview that our barrister, granted today, he talked about it, that this same Manami probably is not aware with some laws guiding the international laws and the extradition, and all of those things. So he educated him on that interview as well. So let's continue with the reading. With the greatest respect to his office, while employing the AGF to be properly guided in law, Ejiofor said, I implore him to meticulously read the full judgment of the Court of Appeal, immediately comply with orders made therein, and possibly consider the most appropriate option of voluntarily resigning for exposing the federal government to this international embarrassment and ridicule. Now, for the avoidance of doubt, the federal government has no options. It has only one option, namely to appeal against the judgment of the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court, and the exercise of the latter option shall not constitute a bar to immediate compliance with the order to the Court of Appeal, which directed for the immediate and unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The article is a little bit lengthy, and I may not really read all of them, but what I'm going to do here is to just get you that video interview of our barrister, so you get a sense of some of the things that was written on this article that I am reading now. So what I'm going to do is to get you a video interview of our barrister, so you watch the interview, and once the interview finish playing, then I will come back, we talk about, there's a lot to talk about, then I will come back, we talk about other things. Or you can probably go online and check for the article yourself. Let me see, just give me a moment, let me get you that video. Just stay wherever you are. Or would you want me to continue with the reading, please? If you want me to continue with the reading, just type on the comment section, continue with the reading. But let me see, the article is a little bit lengthy, and if I carry on reading, we may not, go out from here today. If you want me to carry on with the reading, let me know in the comment section. I'm checking for the video. I'm going to get the video ready as well. I'm going to get the video ready, and once the article, okay, someone say continue with the reading. All right, let me see. It's a little bit lengthy, but let me see what I can do. You can probably go online and you do the reading yourself, but let me see. Okay, I stopped where which directed for the immediate and unconditional release of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Further, the Attorney General of the Federation referenced to the charge pending against Onyendu before he left Nigeria in 2017, and the indication that the federal government may continue with the charge really shows his total disconnect with the law. With greatest respect to his office, it is to be noted that the remaining 7 charges that was struck out by the Court of Appeal after it allowed the appeal on the ground that the Federal High Court has no jurisdiction. Oh, sorry, I missed a line there. I'm going to take it a little bit backwards. Just stay wherever you are. I miss a line there. Just give me some time. Let me see where I was. Okay. I'm going to take the paragraph again where I stopped because I missed some line. Sorry about that. It is to be noted that the remaining 7 charges that was struck out by the Court of Appeal after it allowed the appeal on the ground that Federal High Court has no jurisdiction to try Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the same charge with the same charge number to wit FRN versus Nnamdi Kanu. Charge number FHC stroke ABJ stroke CR stroke 383 stroke 2015 that has been pending against Onyendu at the Federal High Court since 2015. The prosecution has amended the charge has amended the charge about 7 times. It is the same charge that was amended to include other counts that brought the count to 7 and then to 15. The Federal High Court struck out 8 counts and am I coming out? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? I don't know what happened. Okay, I'll continue anyway. The Federal High Court struck out 8 counts and retained 7. On appeal, the Court of Appeal struck out the whole charge and held that the lower count had no jurisdiction to try Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That being so, that the charge that has been pending against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu since 2015 and containing count of alleged offenses committed by him before the escape from the killing in Nigeria in 2017 no longer exists. It has been struck out. So what this means is all the county. Remember what happened 2015 when the zoo government went to our leader's home to to kill him, where they ended up killing about 28 people and including our leader's dog. You remember what happened? Our leader was preparing to go to court, and all of a sudden, the zoo government invade his home, and they killed people, and that led to what really happened. What made our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to leave the shore of Nigeria? So what they are saying here is all of those charges and all of those existing charges that have been in court, all of those things doesn't exist anymore. Just like I've said before, the article is a little bit lengthy. I won't continue with the reading, but what they are saying here with the video I'm going to show you now is similar because our barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor really talked about all of those things today. So just stay wherever you are. Let me get you that video interview that he had today in the afternoon. Not really in the afternoon, but I think in the morning around 11 thereabout. So stay wherever you are. Let me see if I'll get you that video interview. Is almost the same thing. The article that I'm just reading is really what he explained today. So let me see if I'll get you that video and you have a look. I'm getting the video. Stay wherever you are. So some people are asking, is our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out? He is not out. He is still there, but he ought to have been out. But I don't know. I don't really know what happened. Probably our barrister didn't get the what is it called now? The paper from appeal from the court to go get him out, or maybe probably uh, he is waiting to go tomorrow. But let's see what happens. Trying to get you a video interview of our barrister where he explained what really happened. Remember, the judgment yesterday was they closed a little bit late. Even when we were jubilating yesterday, it was at night. So he didn't really talk to us yesterday, but he talked to us today. So I'm going to show you that video, a video of him, video interview, where he explained what happened. So that's actually what I'm getting for you. All right, so here it is. Let me get it on the screen for you. The video is a little bit lengthy. It's 30 minutes length. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen. Right. Facebook. Please, if you can see the video, or maybe you can hear the video, let me know, please. Wait, let me see. And to go back to put it on large screen so you'll be able to see everything and hear.
Be part of this success story. We are ferociously working against us, blackmailing us, doing things possible to chase us away from this case. This woman remains firm, remains strong in her convictions and believe in us. I must appreciate her. Also, my thanks also go to my friend and also my client, Alchike Dozem. He's a gentleman who also believes in us. It was a very hard fight. But thank God today that we have achieved the victory, the long-awaited victory. I appreciate him too. I also want to appreciate my professional colleagues who were part of this story, this success story. The contribution of my erudite head of chambers, Barrister Mrs. Chinwumeche, cannot be. My thanks also goes to the erudite who has been there for us, who has been taking bullets for me in particular. When the enemies were on rampage, doing everything humanly possible to derail me, to distract me, they were taking the bullets for me. My thanks goes to, I will single two of them out to appreciate. Not that the others didn't contribute, they did excellent work. Because when they were taking this bullet, I was busy working. I never lost focus. I was giving my best, doing all things we can, working behind the scene to ensure that we get the best results. I will not forget to mention persons like Iken Guruago. He has done so marvelously well. I must appreciate him. I also appreciate Prince Darlington. They are there for us at every given time. They were there taking bullets for us. I must appreciate them. May they remain blessed. They are too numerous to mention. They are too numerous to mention, including Mushineke, who were there praying for us. Reverend fathers, bishops, Catholic priests, and call them, name them. Traditional worshippers who are also praying to ensure that we get well out today. I must immensely appreciate them. It is a time to appreciate those who work tirelessly to ensure that we get well today, because I know that this is the end of the game, no matter what. You all were in court yesterday to hear from the court. Unfortunately, those that didn't have opportunity to listen to the judgment of court of appeal, we are busy discussing issues that were never mentioned. They are discussing irrelevant issues that were never discussed. Even it's important for me to say it. Yesterday, the Court of Appeal unanimously allowed our appeal, resolved the fundamental issues on extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria in our favor, and also lambasted the federal government for the executive recklessness. And it's important for me to highlight this fact. The court held unanimously that the manner in which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya, an extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, was in gross violation of extant laws, particularly those laws Nigeria is a state party. Particularly those laws Nigeria ratified, which is today in operation. I will take the privilege of mentioning some of these laws because it's important for me to highlight before addressing press statement of the Federation. Some of these laws the court mentioned yesterday, the court also referred to Section 15 of Extradition Act, Cap E25 LFN. This section deals extensively with the procedures for extraditing a citizen from another country, which is operational in Nigeria. It's a law ratified in the country. It's a Nigerian law. To Article 12, Sub 4 of African Charter of Human and People's Rights. This is a law Nigeria also violated. Also, mutual assistance in criminal matters within the Commonwealth, Enactment and Enforcement Act, Cap M24, Laws of Federation 204. This is a law operational in Nigeria. Nigeria violated it in the course of abduction and the extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, also on point is Article 1312 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948, and also OAU Convention on the Prevention and Combating of Terrorism, which also provide for stringent conditions to be adhered to in the extradition of a citizen. Nigeria was in breach of these fundamental laws. Now, the court held and unanimously that the breach of this law constitutes a bar to further prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu in any court in Nigeria. The court held that the lower court has no jurisdiction whatsoever on the grounds of this to, in the first place, even look at the trial, to start the trial, commence the trial. That the court lacks jurisdiction to defend this charge, and as such, Nnamdi Kanu should be released. Now, let me clarify. It is true, granted, that conventionally, when a defendant is discharged of offenses allegedly committed, it's expected that the state may have the right to litigate on the same subject matter in exceptional circumstances. But in this case, the court proceeded to hold that in as far as there is an egregious violation of these extant laws, that no court will prosecute Nnamdi Kanu, no court will try Nnamdi Kanu. Even the lower court will not try him. So what's expected in circumstance is for the government to immediately comply with the directives and orders of the court. As it stands today, Nnamdi Kanu yesterday becomes illegally held in the custody of the Nigerian government. Although we're expecting the order to be made available to us by 3 p.m. today, as assured by the Justice of the Court of Appeal, so we can now take the appropriate step to ensure that he's released as quick as possible. It's also good to emphasize that in a single climb where we have constitutional democracy, where the rule of law reigns supreme, it's expected without being told that the person of Attorney General of the Federation, regardless of that prejudice to his person and office he occupied, should have by yesterday honorably tendered his resignation as the Minister of Federation, because he has exposed this country to ridicule. It's not in doubt that at the point Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya, because it's also important to emphasize, just like where I listened to some people analyzing this morning, court didn't say arrest. Court of Appeal in his judgment yesterday in the unanimous didn't mention arrest. They agreed up with us in totality that Nnamdi Kanu was abduction. Abduction, kidnapping was featured prominently in the judgment of the court. They agreed with us because in the manner in which he was abducted in Kenya, he wasn't arrested. Now, and it was partial to the advice of the Attorney General of the Federation that the federal government sneak into another country to abduct a citizen without subjecting him to the extradition proceedings. And On the ground, that ground alone, the federal government, the Attorney General of the Federal should have been resigned honorably without being asked, without the further prompting. I am not contesting the fact they have right of appeal to Supreme Court. It's a constitutional right. But what is sacrosanct at this point in time is that they must wholly and in totality comply with the order of the Court of Appeal, which directed that Nnamdi Kanu should be released immediately. They will not be in breach of this order, in content of this order, and applying to Supreme Court for review or for appeal. They must comply without further ado. So it's expected, of course, they were called yesterday to when the judgment was read. But of course, unfortunately, I believe that the learned Attorney General of Federation, I don't think he's conversant, or maybe he has the full gist of the judgment, of the fact of the judgment delivered yesterday, because I believe he has had opportunity of reading the judgment of the Court of Appeal yesterday. He won't be writing what he said yesterday. So the federal government is being called upon as quick as possible to comply with the order of court. Now, it's interesting to mention to the public, to the world, this argument was extensively canvassed in our various applications, in our application before the lower court, and also on appeal. Now, in 2016, there's a thesis that was captioned United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, country office in Nigeria, published a 691 page of thesis titled Cases and Materials on Extradition in Nigeria. I have the book. Look at the book. This is the book. They call it Cases and Materials on Extradition in Nigeria. Now, it will interest the press and the world to know that in this book, these cases and materials on extradition in law, the forward to this book was written by no person than learned Attorney General of the Federation. He wrote the forward. Now, you understand, me and you understand what forward means. When a forward is written on a book, that means you sanctioned. You have gone through the content of that book and you sanctioned the content. Now, I will tell you something now, because it's important for you to know. Now, in this book, it's at pages 4 to 5 of that book. The Attorney General, that I mentioned to you, having sanctioned that book, critically condemned extraordinary rendition in this book. He critically condemned in page 4, 5. I can give you it's very, very bulky. Condemn extraordinary rendition. In his words, quote, listen to me carefully. In his words, the AG Federation stated, it is easy to confuse extradition with rendition. Rendition is a general term for all procedures, including extradition, for returning wanted persons or aliens generally from a state. Unlawful or irregular forms of returning persons wanted for trial, unlawful or irregular forms of returning persons wanted for trial or punishment include abduction. In his words, include abduction. It's not what happened in this case. Abduction and so-called extraordinary rendition. Now he proceeded. Extraordinary rendition is a government-sponsored arrest. Are you with me? Kidnap and abduction of persons wanted, accused or convicted of a criminal offense, either to the state who sponsored the arrest or kidnap or abduction, or to a willing third-party state. Extraordinary rendition denies a person of the right to challenge his transfer to the requesting or receiving state. It involves the violation of the principle of international laws, especially where the persons transferred are subjected to torture. Are you with me? Or sham criminal charge or trial. The Diko affair of 1984 is an example of an attempt at unlawful rendition. After a coup d'etat in 1983, the federal military government of Nigeria requested the British government to surrender Umar Diko, a former minister of Federation, alleged to have been involved in corrupt practices. Now, the facts of what happened in Diko's case is very clear to the world. It's a matter of common knowledge. The British government intercepted and refused. They refused them taking him away from the UK. Now, this is the wordings of AG Federation. So you will tell me that it's not familiar with what extraordinary rendition means and the effect of it on the state, on the just state. By so doing, this man has exposed the country to ridicule. And I can assure you one thing, because I'm in this case, I can assure you one thing. Some international courts where these matters are pending are waiting for court pronouncement for Nigerian courts to exhaust their legal remedies before they can embark on their own adjudication. They are waiting. And the pronouncement of Court of Appeal yesterday is apt on the point. It will entail further actions before the international court. We also entail certain persons being blacklisted, certain persons being arrested somewhere on account of the gross violation of international laws. It will happen in the course of time. Now, yesterday someone asked about the damages payable, accruable on account of this violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right. Because of course, Court of Appeal yesterday stated clearly that his right was grossly violated on account of the extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. That may interest you to know that we have already filed an action before the Federal High Court, wherein we raised some fundamental issues. We have invited the court to interpret relevant sections of these conventions, charter, and theatres to determine whether the federal government is in breach of this law. Those questions have been answered in the affirmative yesterday, that the federal government is in breach of this law. That matter is pending before Honorable Justice Eko of Court Number 5, and it's coming up for full hearing on the 14th day of December 2022. And in that case, what we'll be asking for now, the matters having been determined, major issues are raising before the court to determine upon, to pronounce upon, have been determined by Court of Appeal. We're asking for court to award damages in the sum of 50 billion against the federal government in compensation of as reparation for broad violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right. So it's important to highlight this part. So the court didn't also condemn the executive recklessness yesterday. The court didn't stop at declaring that the lower court has no jurisdiction to defend the charge. The court also, the pronouncement of court yesterday, constitutes a further ban. You understand what I mean by constitution of a further ban? So as it stands today, no Nigerian court will ever try Nnamdi Kanu. No Nigerian court will ever entertain any charge today, as far as this matter is concerned, or any other matter is concerned, without determining the manner in which he was brought into the country. And thankfully, yesterday the Court of Appeal have resolved that issue. That judgment is a watertight judgment. Appeal. Without further ado, thank you so much. I can answer your questions if any further question, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So if I recall properly, immediately after the judgment, lately the AGF issued a statement. And I think somewhere he said that what the court only dealt with was the issue of rendition. That they have 5 count charges which predates the rendition issue. And we were surprised. Is it not from the 5 count charges that you people jettisoned and filed an amended 15 count charge? So I don't know.
So let me
just
thank you so much. Obviously, without prejudice to expressing the personal patronage of all, it's important at this point for us to chronicle and also give you the trajectory of this case, because for you to understand how we started. Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail sometime on 14th of April 2017. That should be within that period. And the matter adjourned for trial to October 17, 2017. You and I, all of you here, the pressmen, witnessed what happened between 10th and 14th of September 2017. His premises was invaded on 10th, first invaded on 10th. 3 persons were killed by Nigerian soldiers. Then on 14th, they now wait for him. During this bloody invasion, over 28 innocent and unarmed civilians were murdered, were killed, brutally killed. Now, in an attempt, they weren't killed because they want to kill them. They were killed because they were desperately hunting for Nnamdi Kanu to kill him. Then, by sheer act of providence, Nnamdi Kanu not only escaped being killed. Now, it's elementary part of our law, legal jurisprudence, or criminal law, that when a person is facing a trial assuming you are charged with offense of stealing. Let me just bring it to a level you understand, and also for AG to understand too. Assuming you are charged with offense of stealing, and in the course of enjoying bail granted by the court, you committed another offense, probably offense of armed robbery. There's no law that said that you will not be arrested on account of that offense, and it's easy for them, particularly when you are facing prosecution. They will simply, what Nigerian security agents does is for them to come to the court and wait for you on the day of trial. I will have cases in that of that nation, plenty of cases of that nation. They will come to that court, arrest you, or they will even file a fresh charge. Why they will arrest you is for them to interrogate you on the new offenses, then before they will file any fresh charge. Now, assuming without considering to the fact that the federal government actually wanted any form of prosecution in this case, would they have gone to Nnamdi Kanu's house on 14th of September to kill him? The answer is no. They were waiting for him to come to court on October 10th, October 17th, 2017, to continue his trial. And probably during that period, they were arresting and investigate him on fresh offense, assuming if he had committed no offense unto law. You have investigated him on the fresh offenses, probably on 5 fresh charges. And Nnamdi Kanu was ready. He has announced he has passed through pre-trial briefing and conference, preparatory for trial, fixed for 17th of October. Now, second question: had it been the federal government succeeded, God forbid, in killing Nnamdi Kanu on the 14th of September 2027, will we be talking about this charge again? The answer is no. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, when he was first in Israel, state of Israel, he posted an affidavit of facts, stating the facts of what happened in his premises, how he escaped, and in that affidavit, which is now before the public, he made it very clear in that affidavit that he's ready to come back for his trial, but he needs protection from court. He needs court to assure him and give him protection, and assure him that of his protection for him to come back for his trial. This affidavit was filed in court, stating, urging the court to take the application for court to understand, inquire into what happened in his premises on the 14th of September. It was filed in court sometime that same 2017, but the court didn't hear that application. It was still filed. He didn't hear that application till this year, and at subsequent adjournment, we kept on bringing the facts of that application before the court. That application was not heard until a few months back this year when he was brought to Nigeria. He was forcibly brought to Nigeria. I wasn't having it. Now, Nnamdi Kanu is not in Kenya. He found himself in Kenya or part of Nigeria because of an desperate attempt by the federal government to kill, assassinate him. The law is clear. This international laws we enumerated is clear. That now you want to arrest him, right? That law, the 5 count charge you're talking about, which was facing before an attempt was made at killing him, we have gone now. If at all they have submitted into traditional proceedings in Kenya, I get the point I'm making now. Did you know? If they had submitted Nnamdi Kanu to extradition proceedings, then you will go through the proceedings, and at the end of the day, if the court in Kenya found him liable, then he has to come back to Nigeria to face trial. Section 15 of the Extradition Act says that if he's coming back to Nigeria, he's going to face the trial on that 5 count charge. Now, because they didn't subject him to extradition proceeding, recognized under international laws and covenant and charter conventions, they abducted him, they kidnapped him in Kenya, then brought him to Nigeria. Now, what the court is saying, in view of what you have done, you cannot try him again. He cannot be tried, even on that 5 count, he cannot be tried again. That's what court says. Because he cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. It must fall. The foundation has been spoiled. You cannot build on a shaky foundation. So that 5 count, any count 5 charge he was facing before an attempt was made at killing him, can no longer prevail in the circumstance. The court said, take him back, he has to go. Go back. As he stands today, he cannot face any charge. He's barred from being prosecuted in Nigeria in any court. Whether it's court in Adamawa, or court in Lagos, or court in Anambra, or court in Obulisuzo, or whatever you call them, or Maya. He cannot face any trial again.
So, and I believe, and I want to believe too, that the Attorney General of the Federation is fully aware of this law. But I believe they are trying to play to the gallery. He cannot face any trial. And for them to salvage the remaining image of this country, if at all, is for them to immediately comply with the order of court of appeal. Secondly, don't recall too that the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention had on 20th day of June 2022 issued a communication to the federal government after they have gone through the processes filed before a communication before them, directing the federal government to listen and cannot conditionally, and also to also compensate him for gross violation of his right. The government turned a blind eye to that communication, and yesterday the Court of Appeal, though the Court of Appeal didn't make reference to that communication, but on their own findings, their judgment was basically relied upon based on the facts presented before them. Of course, you had the right judge, Honorable Justice Nikki Toby, who was specific and firm that he is not, that his judgment is based on what is before him. That he's not interested in what's being said in social media, or here and there, what just interested in what people are discussing over the social media, that they are giving, and he's giving his own judgment based on what matters before him. It was a 3-hour judgment, very, very erudite judgment, impeccable judgment, unassailable judgment of the Court of Appeal. A judgment that will stand the test of time. A judgment that has been able to resolve so many contentious issues. A judgment that has been able to resolve so many novel areas of laws has been put in place today, and I commend them so much. So it was based on fact before that. There was no politics there. There was no political solution there. There was nothing like, there was no extraneous influence whatsoever. It was based on facts and laws presented before them. And if you look at the judgment, if you listen to the judgment of the court, if you read the judgment of the court, you agree with me totally that these people, that if they are going to Supreme Court, I don't want that, without prejudice to them, they are right. They can go to Supreme Court. But what we are saying is that before you take up any further step, just like what happened in the case of ASU and the federal government, ASU went to an appeal to challenge the order of Commercial Court. The Court. Court appeal said no. You are coming to my court, eh? Who goes to put him or do what? Go and obey that order. Because notice of appeal on appeal to Supreme Court cannot operate as a stay of execution. You must first of all release my client to me. Then before you go to Supreme Court, we'll come back there and sort ourselves out. That's fundamental. So I believe I've been able to highlight some of these fundamental issues that area of law. Because we need to teach them the law. We need to let them understand what law is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
For coming.
There is
Thank you.
Don't understand do and this, okay?
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You don't have any question, Chairman?
yeah. I wanted to nip in a question.
Okay.
We are all aware, how the federal government will always flaunt court orders and with impunity. And we want to know, and also Biafrans and the world will want to know, what if the Defense Council, after going to submit the judgment to the Federation, and they refuse, both the DSS and the federal government refuse to let him go?
I can assure you 100% they can't try it.
Okay.
Because the consequences will be so dire, it will be so serious. Already they're in trouble. They're in trouble before the international community. And the best thing for them to do now is just to salvage their remaining image, just to release them in the Canada. If they want to go to Supreme Court, I have no problem with that. But they must, as a matter of urgency, comply. They must obey the order. This is not the order of High Court. It's not of Court of Appeal. I know what it means. So they must obey it. They can go and appeal, we have no problem. But before going to appeal, we must obey the order of the court. You can't hold our client illegal in the custody. When the court of appeal has declared his detention illegal, detention and arrest illegal, prohibits them from the court of appeal prohibited them from detaining him henceforth. I expected them to have called me this morning to come over, but I'm waiting for. Let me just pick up the judgment so I can go and meet them. So if they say they will not obey that order, all of us are going to that naked in public. There's no going back about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Barrister. I appreciate it.
All right, so we've all had it from our barrister, Ifeanyi Ejiofor. So that is the summary of some of the things that happened in court yesterday. Please, if you can hear me, I'll say I can hear you. Use the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me, please. So yeah. That is the summary of what happened yesterday in court. So we are expecting our leader, though the Attorney General said what he said on his page, but that will not stop our leader from going home. Even from what our barrister said, in Nigeria, there is no any court that would try our leader anymore in Nigeria, because the atrocity the Nigeria did. You know, one thing about Nigerian leaders, some of them, they don't even know the law. You heard it when our barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor was indicating the Malami himself. Some of the leaders, some of the zoo leaders don't even know the law. Sadly, some of them don't know the law. So there is no court in Nigeria, according to our barrister, that would try our leader anymore because of the atrocity they did in Kenya. So hopefully our leader is going to be with us tomorrow. Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, I believe he has gone to the appeal court to pick the form, the judgment. I think copy of the judge. They will give him a copy of judgment that will, he will take to DSS where our leader is, and our leader will follow him home. Maybe probably he didn't meet up today, but tomorrow we believe more is coming. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi probably will speak with us. Will speak to us tomorrow. So we've won and we've won. There is nothing the Malami and his cohorts will do. Nothing at all. The appeal court has passed the judgment. So any other person deciding, Malami saying what he's saying, is just making decision on his own. Nobody is above the law. If the court have looked at it and said, okay, this is what these are some of the things that we found out, so no man is going to say no. The court has decided. Then we want to earnestly thank Sam Ezekume. I hope you people heard when Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor said that this Sam, the advocate, the senior advocate, did all of this job. He did not charge any money. He did it on pro bono. What pro bono means is he did not take any money. we commend him. Sam Ezekume, we commend him. All this going to court, appearance in court, he did not collect any money. He did it on pro bono. That is wonderful. We commend him. So that's it. Tomorrow we'll be back, hopefully, with some inciting news. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. People are asking, where is he? Where is he? You heard it when our barrister said that where he is now, people that is holding him, the DSS that is holding him, they are holding him illegally because the court yesterday has decided and said, listen, let him go. He is innocent. He has done nothing. But these people are holding him illegally. The Malami is the one holding him. And so many people have been, calling on him and asking him to respect the rule of law. One thing about in Nigeria is they don't even know the law to begin with. Is when you know something, then you'll be able to respect it. But I am glad that our Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor was able to educate him. Go on his Facebook page, go on Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor's page, Facebook page. You will see a press release that he posted on there. I think about 3 to 4 hours ago. Go there, is there, where he was educating the so-called Malami. Some of them know nothing; they don't know the law. Even yesterday, he was arguing that court only discharged our leader Mazin and they did not acquaint him. Or probably he did not understand what acquaint means. But let's wait and see what happens tomorrow. Court has passed the ruling, the judgment has been given. So no man is going to say no to what court has decided. You heard when our barrister said it that it was about 3 hours. They spent 3 hours in court talking about this particular thing. Then finally they got the results they were looking for. So our Sam Ezekume, we respect you, sir. You did well. All of those things is free. He did not take any money. He did not take any money. That's wonderful. So let's wait and see what happens tomorrow. Whatever updates that we'll have, we'll still come on here tomorrow and let some of you know what is going on. But believe in me, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will speak to us tomorrow. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will speak to us tomorrow. That I know for sure. The judgment has been passed. So that is it for now. But before I leave, I'm going to just play this track, and after the song, then I will stop the program.
What's going on in nomination? Mercy, Lord. Ever living, ever faithful. Biafra is real. Biafra is certain. We've been fighting for the emancipation of Biafran land. We are just freedom fighters, not terrorists. Cause in the land of Biafra, the streets will be made of gold with sparkling precious stones. Say what? There will be no denomination, no segregation, no nepotism, no tribalism, born to rule mentality can't be found in Biafra. Biafra is real, there is where I wanna go. Say what?
I wanna go to Mount Zion, I wanna go to worship the Lord.
Say what?
I wanna go to Mount Zion, I wanna go to serve the Lord.
Ever living God.
I wanna go to praise the Lord.
A voice came from heaven to earth to show us the way. The way that leads to Biafra is so rough and tough. If you're on the way to Biafra, if you're on the way to Biafra, you shall be cheated, hated, neglected, disgraced, despised, neglected, castigated. Hey, my brother, hold on to your faith. When I remember Biafra, before we were taken to captivity, it was a holy land. Say what? It was a virgin land. It was a land that flows with milk and honey. Yeah. Home, sweet home. Biafran train is moving. German, I and I is going to Biafran land.